right, let's get in here. Lisa, welcome in here. Yeah, we are on episode 7 of Wrestle Plunge doing this, and episodes April 1st and April 8th of CWA. Again, Memphis, as we're making our way through 1989. Welcome in, everybody. Let's keep rocking and rolling. Going to keep moving. Streaming live on YouTube and Twitch. If you come through on the YouTubes, hit the like. That helps us out here, and I appreciate it. Let's get her kicked off here. April 1st, 89. Get some sound here for the stream. What's up, Sinead? Welcome in here. Lisa? Go. I wasn't working this morning, Sinead. I'm Murder Church. Working now. Hey, you're right, Lisa. That is the truth. I agree.
Hello again, everybody. Dave Brown here at ringside. We are set to go with another tremendous day of CWA Championship Wrestling. Championship is the word today, because the
Old Lance is in WCW now.
John Paul and Tracy Smothers are going to put the CWA tag titles on the line right here in this ring today against
John Paul.
The Japanese team, Shogun and Samurai. Should be...
He don't fuck around.
Ronnie P. Gossett before. I thought we were going to get...
Oh, nice, Lisa. Yeah, I saw that he passed away.
And it was
Crazy.
Let me tell you something.
So he's pretty old, though. He's like 82 or something.
I have been in Memphis all...
Oh, shit, Sinead. I appreciate the $5.99. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate that, Sinead. I hope you're doing well also. I talked to you earlier this week, and yeah, I appreciate all the love that you've sent my way. But yeah, I hope you're doing good. Thank you so much for that. That's awesome. I think that's the first ever super chat on Wrestle Plunge. So thank you so much for that. Hell yeah.
Week-long meeting with my attorney, F. Lee Babcock, about what happened to me last week at the hands of that idiot Jerry Lawler.
Well, I remember what happened to you at the hands of Jerry Lawler
I'll
last week.
bet you do. Now, I have a tape I want to show Dave Brown. I want you to take a look at it. I am just a commentator. I am not a wrestler, and I want you to see what that moron did.
I love it.
Now look at your tape. Take a look at it.
See, I'm still doing the weekly wrestling shows on Sunday. Been having a lot of fun with this Memphis stuff.
Wait a minute. That's the most highly edited version of a videotape I have ever seen.
That's exactly what happened.
Now, everybody that was watching knows what happened.
No.
You stuck your nose into the business where you shouldn't have been. You were insulting him for weeks and weeks and weeks, and finally you just popped you there. That's what happened. That's all there was to it. Very edited videotape. You'll have no success with that one right there. Let's take a break. We'll be back here in just a moment.
I'm not ready to take it.
I'm not ready to take a break. Cuts off. Gets cut off.
The ring right now. And I hear the music for Dutch Mantel. Dirty Dutchman.
Dirty Dutch. Oh, yeah, man. He's up with Rob Fuller. Forgot about that. Now, that's a duo. New stud stable.
They've got the pictures of Jeff Jarrett with that $20,000 bounty on his
tandem
head.
in wrestling right there. The classiest tandem.
Jeff Jarrett may not be here today, but
That's right. That's exactly right.
Well, of course, Fuller has got a $20,000 price tag on Jeff Jarrett's head. Referee says, let's get this one underway. Chris Frazier out of Mississippi going against Oil Trough, Texas, Dutch Mantel.
This match
Oil
should be nothing
Trough,
more
Texas.
than a warm-up for the Dutchman.
bring your pictures over here. I got 3 piles of these pictures here, baby. Ask me how I came on 3 piles of pictures of Jeff Jarrett. I'm tearing him up and he's not even here. And the way that I did it is very simple. Except I'm not going to tell you. I can tell you I didn't buy them. Think about it, baby.
Who would buy one in their right mind?
Put your mic up there. Is that a sweet sound?
A very sweet sound. Well, that shouldn't be long at all. Party time, party time. This looks like confetti. Turn another one up, Sylvia.
Yeah, I know he was a huge, like, influential person during the 60s. Just psychedelic music, right?
Totally controlling the match against Chris Frazier. Mantell with a victory. Robert Fuller celebrating up there. He's been over here during the whole match, tearing up pictures of Jeff Jarrett.
Come on out here. Come on out here. We got.
Yo, Chris, what's up? Welcome in here, man.
How about it? Jeff Jarrett's not even here, baby, and he's still getting torn up. That's just the start of things, too, baby, because the $20,000 is on you, punk, and I'm going to guarantee you there's no place you can run and no place you can hide because the stable's going to be coming after you. And speaking of the stable, Dutch.
Yeah, Dirty Dutch and Rob Fuller together is money. I've loved this entire thing for both of these guys. They've absolutely been the highlight of watching Memphis here weekly in '89.
Let's get him out here, master of pain. Let's have a big hand. All right.
This is the Undertaker coming out right now. Master of Pain.
It's going to be one of the biggest things that ever happened to the stable. He's going to be turning keys for us. Let's get Action Jackson out here.
Rob ain't lying.
I want all my boys here for hog killing time because what's going down today, baby, is a big hog killing. A diamond ring thief is going to play right here in the ring, and I'm going to see you.
All right, let's, you guys celebrate somewhere else. We don't need that out here. I tell you what we do have. Robert Fuller has pointed out correctly that Jeff Jarrett is not here today. Jeff's in Dallas.
I wonder where Jeff Jarrett is today.
He's in Dallas, Texas. That's where he is today. However, with this $20,000 thing going on for several weeks, we wanted Jeff to be able to have.
Yeah, there's a hit out on
Randy
Jeff. I
Hales
forgot about
took a
that.
trip with Jeff, so
20K.
Jeff wouldn't always have to be watching his back for those guys to jump him. And here's what Randy came back with. Take a look.
Jeff, there hadn't been many times the last few weeks that you've been in a relaxed situation, but wanted to get your feelings about everything that's happened, especially winning that CWA heavyweight title.
Well, yeah, Randy, you're talking about a lot of things happening. An awful lot's happened in the last couple of weeks. Winning that CWA title was it's like a lifelong dream. You know, I've been wrestling about 3 years now. It'll be 3 years April 9th. And it seems like when I got into this great sport, it was I had some big shoes to fill. My dad was a great wrestler. Eddie Marlin, my grandfather, was a great tag team wrestler, and I didn't always have 100% acceptance by the fans. But it seems like now, when I won that title, I felt like I had the fans behind me 100%, and I gave it everything I had, and I think that's what put me over the hump. It made me reach my goal, my lifelong dream of winning that CWA title.
All right, help him in, Robert. Help him in. Help him in with a right fist. Jeff knocks it down.
Now you call that fair?
Sure, I call it fair. Fuller got no business interfering here. Jeff off the top rope, presses Mantell down, two. He got it! We got a brand new champion!
Jeff, I'm sure you were real excited there, but shortly after that happened, here comes
I bet
Robert
that was the
Fuller
best
out
day of your
placing a
life, boy.
$20,000 reward for anyone that could get to you.
What I'm holding in my hand right here happens to be a check, baby. Take a close look at it.
That's why I'm heading to Texas, actually. I got to get the hell out of here.
$20,000. It comes straight.
Ain't heard he got 20K on my head, bro.
Notice that top line right there has not been signed. There's not a man's name on it, but the man's name that goes right in there is the man that's going to finish that punk Jeff Jarrett from wrestling in my beloved profession.
I found out that same day he wasn't just going to keep it within the stud stable. He put $20,000 on me, and it goes for anybody.
All you'd have to do to get that diamond ring, I'll let you keep it. And this $20,000. It's set right down here in this chair.
He was manipulating Bastion Booger last week. Jed Grundy.
Sit down, Jed. What you gonna do? I want you to sit down.
As I like to call him, former one half of the tag team champions with Scott Steiner this year, which is absolutely great. Steiner's already gone. I haven't seen Steiner for a few weeks. I think he's already gone. It isn't long till he's showing up in WCW.
Comes out here. I want you to peel his head right off top of his shoulders, and I want you to hand it to me on a nice silver platter.
I can tell that Fuller's going to try anything he can. Not only did he try Jed, he sent a bounty guy in, and that guy, I'd never heard of him. His name was Brody Chase, I found out, but he just wasn't a cakewalk, but I don't think he could get the job done.
Him, and now Jeff comes off the middle rope with a great drop kick. Snap that neck back. 1, 2, 3. Look out, Jeff. Look out, Jeff. Jed Grundy coming up there. Grundy coming up. He's been sitting over there thinking about the 20,000, thinking about the diamond ring. Look at what we got. He's up there. It looks like maybe it's against him, Robert. I'm sorry to say it. But Grundy is up there. That's right. Hey, you didn't convince me. Look at that. No, you didn't convince me.
Well, Jeff, then you gave Dutch Mantell a return match for that CWA title, but it didn't end up Jeff Jarrett against Dutch Mantell.
That's right, Randy. It seemed like just when I had him beat, just like Fuller always does, him and the whole stud stable.
There's a lot of mixed feelings about old Jeff Jarrett.
They did get to me. Luckily,
usually
I
in the
held on to
chats.
the belt, but the whole stud stable, they got to me. They busted my head up pretty good, and thank goodness for Tracy and John.
Yeah, he's cut wide open. Here's Brian Lee. They hammer Brian Lee. Wrestling machine I think it's number 2.
What's up, Matthew James?
Jackson hammering Brian Lee. Out goes number 2 over the top rope. Look at Dutch Mantell popping Jeff Jarrett. Still working him over where they've opened up that cut. There's Sylvia out of the top rope.
I wasn't long till Dutch and Tracy was in WCW, I think in 90.
Well, later on in the night,
John Paul's somebody that I wasn't familiar with before this at all, and man,
you were back in the dressing room,
rough.
busted up.
Yeah,
He's
Randy,
fucking
they
dudes
thought
up.
That, I even heard Fuller say that Dutch Mantell, I'm going to pay you off on TV the $20,000 cash. They thought the bounty thing was already over, but it wasn't. I wasn't just going to sit back there and let Robert Fuller do me in that easy. Tracy and John helped me out, so I felt it was my obligation to come out there and help them out. And like I've always said, you got to fight fire with fire, and that's exactly what I did.
Tracy Smothers. Boy, they've really been worked over. Fuller using the kendo stick. Here comes Jeff Jarrett in with a trash can. Bam!
Jesus.
Fuller. Now Fuller working.
Was that a trash can? Jesus Christ.
Jeff Jarrett landed at the ring.
Hey, Sinead, thanks for dropping on. I appreciate it. Hey, thanks for that loot.
I just didn't
Really
get in this
appreciate
sport
it.
on
That's
a whim.
awesome.
It's been a lifelong
First
dream to be
stupor
in this
chat
sport, and
has
someday
happened on Wrestle
I want
Plunge.
to stand up and just like Jerry Lawler says today, he holds the world title and he says that he is the best. And he can rightfully say that because he is. And one day, it might not be this year or next year, but on down the line, that's what I want to be able to say. And if they're going to try to knock my dream out from under my feet, well, they can just go right on trying. But it's not going to be easy, and I can promise you that because I'm going to give it everything I got, and I'm going to hold on to that CWA title, and they're just not going to take my dream right out from under me.
They gonna take my dream, Daddy. Except with a lot less charisma.
Hello, everyone. I'm Roger Webb with Championship Wrestling with a reminder that Championship
Still not used to
Wrestling
Roger
coming to
Webb
Henryville,
doing a
Thursday,
rundown
April 6th at
for the
Henryville
shows
High
and the
School.
matches
Save
instead of a
$1
Lance
on advance
Russell.
tickets. We're going to be in Lanesville, Indiana. That's Thursday, April 13th at the high school, sponsored by the Adult Athletic Booster Club. Championship Wrestling making its return to Owensboro, Kentucky, Wednesday, April 5th at the Sports
Owensboro.
Center. Making a big return with a spectacular card, 8 p.m. The box office opens at 5 p.m. You're going to see PYQ.
You never had a party unless you'd have been in one of them fucking bars in Owensboro.
The Master and Humongous, then a big 6-man street fight. Sylvia in a cage at ringside, guys.
That's right. It's going to be great to be back in Owensboro right there at the Sports Center. I'm telling you, Sylvia is going to be put in a cage in this Southern street fight. That way she can't stick her nose in the business that we got to take care of with Fuller, Action
What's up,
Jackson,
Joe? Welcome
and
in here.
Mantel. That means it's 3-on-3.
The old Ultimate Warrior was rocking and rolling in WWF in '89
Two
now.
things I like about this match. The first is that Sylvia's going to be in the cage at ringside. You know, Sylvia, when I kissed you last week, you got bad breath. You interfered, bad breath. That's two bad combinations. That's a good place for you, is that cage. Now, when you talk about Southern street fights, you're playing my song, because we got 3 Southern boys right here, and we're going to take care of business in Owensboro. So you boys better buckle it up real tight.
We got 3 Southern dongs and we're 3 Southern strong. Wait, what? No, I'm sorry.
That's right, Roger. You know, everybody's talking about the Southern street fight, and I couldn't ask for 2 better partners than John Paul and Tracy Smothers. But like the old saying goes, people, if you're coming to watch a wrestling match this Wednesday night, stay at home. But if you want to come and watch a fight, you come buy your ticket, because I guarantee you one thing.
Excuse me, sir. There are a lot of wrestling matches on this card also. I mean, there's only one street fight, so we don't want to. Okay, we're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave that line in. All right.
Street fight, Sylvia, you're in that cage, and I guarantee you one thing, guys. We're taking you out 1, 2, 3.
And listen, that's back. Owensboro, Kentucky Championship Wrestling making its return on Wednesday, April 5th at Sports Center, 8 p.m. The box office opens at 5.
The guy has a good voice,
Rough and
though.
ready in the ring right now. Boss Winter, their manager, over in the corner. Here come their opponents. A Wrestling Machine #1 and Brian Lee.
Wrestling Machine #1 and Brian Lee. I'm pretty sure I tried to look up Wrestling Machine and couldn't find shit on him.
Wrestling
Unless I'm
Machine
mistaken.
#1 out of parts unknown.
I think they might have
Brian
changed.
Lee out of Orlando,
Different
Florida.
people might have
Rough
played
and
the
ready out of
character
parts
of
unknown.
Wrestling Machine 1 and 2.
You know, that had to be a real boring
Not
trip
sure
with
on that.
Jeff Jarrett and Randy Hales. Tweedledee and Tweedledum riding down the highway.
Well, it wasn't
I
boring
can't
to
think
me.
of anything any more boring. You know, Dave Brown, I'm really
Yeah,
impressed
Joe.
with this Rough and Ready team.
Rocking the mullets
They
now.
get better
O'Brien
every
Lee
week.
has a decent
I'm
one
not
here.
surprised that you're
And you got
impressed.
3 masked dudes.
I'm real impressed with Wrestling Machine #1.
Wrestling Machine can throw a fucking suplex,
Who is
though.
this guy, Dave Brown? And don't tell
That's
me
Scott
you don't
Steiner.
know.
That's Scott Steiner. I was just saying where he is. I can already tell by the way he's moving. That's Scott Steiner.
That, we explained
See him shake his arm?
a few
That's old
weeks
Scotty
ago.
Steiner
His
right
partner,
there.
Wrestling Machine
That's
#2,
Freakzilla. That's Big
Myers
Papa
on Mr.
Bump.
Wrestling 1 and 2 years ago. Trying some of the
He's
same
still hanging
tactics.
around. He ain't
Just,
fully went
wrestling
yet.
Under the mask.
It ain't long, though.
He's probably very...
Damn, almost out of the ring with that hip
He
toss.
probably looks a lot like you.
Every time Scott's on,
Rough and
I pop
ready.
pretty hard.
Boy, they
He's
have,
really fun
They
to
have gone
watch.
against some formidable tag teams.
They certainly have. They're right up the ladder. I noticed
And
they were
they-
number 5 on the
But
tag
yeah,
team rating.
back to what I was
Maybe
really
number
originally saying. I think they do just
I think
put that gimmick on random people. Well, let's see if we see if it's Scott Steiner, because
The Wrestling Machine over to the corner makes a tag, and here comes Brian
Double
Lee.
teaming. Notice this double teaming.
Whoa.
damn, he got some height on
They
that.
flipped him up in
Back
the
body
air,
drop.
almost into
Shit.
the lights, and he bounces off the mat.
That
Brian
was
Lee takes him
huge.
down, picks him up, shoves him back toward the corner. He wanted
Tag.
a tag, and he's got it.
This Brian Lee has some potential. Very little, but some.
Reddy is in there now. Off the rope. Shoulder butt by Brian Lee. Brian off the ropes. Nice reversal, and he puts him down to the mat. Reddy back up on his feet. In the middle of the ring, Brian Lee wraps up his left arm.
You noticed he
Sits down,
used the
sits
man
down.
to take the man over?
He
Did you not notice
he
that?
did not use the mask. He was using the arm. There's a tag made by Brian Lee, and Wrestling Machine #1 will take over. Double drop kick.
It's too bad that
Double
that
drop
senile
kick.
Lance Russell didn't leave you his glasses.
Rock and Roll
when he
Express
left.
finisher.
Round behind, Wrestling Machine #1 with the face lock.
That is a choke. That's not a face lock. What match are you watching?
There's no choke there. That one's right up on the chin. Referee is right there looking at it. No problem.
I notice we still have this retarded Calhoun. We need to get...
Oh, Boss Winter tripped him up.
He didn't trip him up. He lost his balance.
Pulled his feet right out from under him, and now the referee is out warning Boss Winter about getting involved. He didn't see it, but he strongly
Damn.
suspected what happened.
Great backdrop. Great backdrop by Rough and Ready.
Double backdrop by Rough and Ready.
Okay.
Outstanding team.
Very impressive. Wrestling Machine back onto the rope. Rough and ready, make a tag. Now they double up. Now look at this.
Double Steiner line.
Illegal. Very illegal. Where did you get illegal on that? Nice drop kick by Brian Lee. It ought to be a high drop kick. He's 7 foot tall. Wrestling Machine threw one of them out of the ring.
Notice the double teaming, Dave Brown.
Runs into the double clothesline. Boss Winter helping Reddy outside while Brian Lee.
Gotta be it.
He covers 1, 2. He got it.
Yes, and he hooked the tie.
Good little match. They have a lot of good little matches on CWA. Honestly.
Robert Fuller out here with Sylvia.
I hear Fuller.
Fistful of pictures of Jeff Jarrett.
Fuller's trying to sell this
Wonder where how
bounty to Lee, I think, to Primetime.
Get out over here, you idiots.
Come on, mister. Hey, Scott Steiner, I know that's you up under that mask there. What, boy? You must have some warrants on you or something. I don't know why you'd be wearing a mask. You're not fooling anybody. But let me go. Any man that'll wear a mask.
Tell him, Fuller. I'm telling you. Why did they put Scott Steiner in this gimmick to do this to him?
$20,000 you can make for yourself, and all you have to do is take that punk Jarrett's head off, because I know you're going to see him in the dressing room before I get a chance to see him. It's a great opportunity to take him down and get
Jarrett and Steiner, future NWO Silver and Black,
Most
wasn't
money
it?
you'll ever see. Idiot, you better take the
2000?
deal.
Listen here, Robert Floyd. I wouldn't take any of your no-doubt money. Jeff Jarrett, you ain't half the man Jeff Jarrett is.
Why did they put him under a mask just to after the match be like, I know this is you, Scott Steiner. He's been appearing as Scott Steiner for 4 months.
You can't even count that high.
Robert Fuller turned down
so what?
again.
Nothing about making money, baby. I'm going to tell you something. Jarrett's going down. I bet you one of these guys right here will be the ones to get him, baby. I bet you he'll do it. I bet you he'll go for it. Give me some more Jarrett pictures, baby.
Robert Fuller unsuccessful in getting Wrestling Machine and Brian Lee to join up with the bounty hunt. We'll take a break. We'll be back.
Unrolling. Maybe, Lisa. I mean, maybe that's as good as assumption as any, because at least that would make sense.
Remind you that Championship Wrestling, we're going to be in Henryville, Indiana on Thursday, April 6th at the high school, where you can save $1 in advance tickets. On Thursday, April $13th in
Get a
Lanesville,
popcorn,
Indiana,
get a
at the
soda,
high school,
probably get a
sponsored
couple
by
of the
Adult
$1
Athletic Booster Club.
89.
And Championship Wrestling making its return to Owensboro, Kentucky on Wednesday, April 5th at the Sports Center, 8 p.m. Don't forget that the box office opens at 5 p.m. People that you'll see, the Battle of the Giants, Humongous versus the Master of Pain. You'll see P.Y. Chuhai and Frankie Lancaster. Then a big six-man Southern street fight in Sylvia in a cage at ringside. Jeff Jarrett and the Mason-Dixon connection. You'll also see Robert Fuller, Action Jackson, and Dutch Mantell. And Championship Wrestling, we're looking forward to being back at Owensboro, Kentucky, Wednesday, April 5th at the Sports Center. Don't forget, 8 p.m. The box office opens at 5.
Welcome guest Ronnie P. Gossett.
That's
IV,
exactly
joining
right.
us. Here comes Dutch
Did he get a
Mantell
taker
and the
match? Master of Pain?
Ready for a one fall.
Yeah, maybe,
7
Lisa.
time
Those
of the
are,
match. The
I mean,
Master of Pain
very
out
could
of
well
Atlanta,
be.
Georgia, 325 pounds.
Rodney Napper.
Napper out of Gates, Tennessee at 215.
See what we got here.
And
Predicting
Dutch
just
Mantell over here at the
pretty
table.
quick squash here by
I'm right here
Taker.
watching
Wonder
the
how many
Master
months
Pain.
Taker
My animal,
lasts. Because
my
again,
creation, and
he
he's
shows
gonna
up in
take
WCW pretty
this
shortly
man, he's
after
going to take
this.
him right down to the bone.
very,
What's bothered
again,
me
I mean,
today, and I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again, Jerry Lawler is
in 2.5 years, he's the Undertaker.
Give him one match, and all of a sudden he steps
Time
out of
moves
the box. It's
fast.
like a batter standing in a baseball game, the pitcher getting ready to throw, and he backs out. Is that right, Gossett, or not?
Jerry Lawler has
up,
always
Simmy?
been like
Welcome in
Casper
here.
the Ghost.
And what he's doing, more or less, is he's protecting that world's title, because he knows if he puts it up against the Master of Pain, it's as good as gone. Now, what I'm afraid Lawler's going to do is mess around. He's going to lose that world's title to somebody else before he ever gives the Master of Pain a match. But he can avoid him a little bit, but he can't avoid him forever. And what?
In one episode, Lawler put the Master of Pain, Taker over pretty hard. Not in the match, just in a fight in the ring.
With the Master of Pain. One match, and
I'm surprised by that.
Another record-breaking time, Dave
Mr.
Brown.
Johnson, step out here a second. I want the whole world to see. I want the whole world to look at the Master of Pain right here. Come here, Master. Come over here. I want everybody out here to shut up because I got something important to say. Lawler has a mystery man. You know why he has a mystery man? I'm going to tell you. He's got a mystery man because he is afraid to step in the same ring with the Master of Pain. Yes, he is. And I dare anybody to call me a liar today, because Jerry Lawler gave him one match. And hey, we got a little tape. Show this tape. If the man's upstairs is awake, show the tape of the Master of Pain on top of Jerry Lawler. Are they going to run it or what?
Oh, this has happened at an arena show, it looks like, too. I didn't even see this. On TV one week that we ended up seeing. So they've already faced once here. And he was whooping Lawler pretty good, but this is actually not what you think Dutch would want to see here. Okay. Dutch having to come in to help him? Why are we...
Dutch Mantell, disqualification. Thought he was going to catch him with a chain. It did. Mantell interferes in the match. Jerry Lawler will win by disqualification. Look at the face of the Master of Pain. He's cut wide open. He's choking Lawler, hammering him with the right hand. Here comes Smothers. Lancaster, John Paul.
Yeah, I like the old days too, Simi. I still watch it, but I love this old school stuff. I've seen that. I've seen the 450 clip, Lisa. 87. I didn't know it was that early though. That's fucking crazy.
Boy, what a brawl we've got here. Tracy Smothers being held by Mantell.
Yo, Pebbles, what's up?
Works over one of the wrestling machines. John Paul over to try to get the pain.
AKA Jen.
What a mess. Mantell keeping everybody away from Lawler, the Master of Pain. Here comes Smothers.
That is music to my ears. Everybody saw Jerry Lawler.
Shit, Pebbles coming through with a $2 holla. Live on Wrestle Plunge. Boom. Appreciate that. That's 2 super chats during this stream. Really appreciate that, guys. Hell yeah.
Flat down.
Wrestle Plunge out here. Hit that like also if you haven't. That helps us out in the old algorithm, I believe. That's what they say.
Is gone, but all of a sudden now, he's got himself off the hook. He said, I got a mystery man. I got a mystery man.
Lisa.
Well, who is he, Jerry? Well, Jerry Lawler, he won't say. But he don't have a mystery man because and if he does have a mystery man, it's going to give him a week.
It's someone named Wojo.
Over here. Get right in my face, pal. I want you to answer to all these fans.
Lawler and Dutch.
Supposedly the king of everybody here. I want you to answer. Who is the mystery man? Do you have one? Come on.
It's like I did it this time, I'll put you down again.
Let me tell you something, Dutch Mantell. You came in here a few weeks ago and you talked about
What's up,
how
Dylan?
you were going to get a hold
Yeah,
of
Taker's
me and
been
how
all
you were
over
gonna
this
take
last
that
few
World
weeks.
Heavyweight Championship, right?
Welcome in, everyone. Appreciate
You
it.
had your shot at it, and you didn't
Live
win
on Twitch
nothing,
and
Dutch
YouTube.
Mantell. You didn't win no title, and you found out that you weren't man enough to take that belt. So that's why you had to go out and try to find yourself somebody to do your dirty work for you. You went out and you found this big goon. Look at that.
You watch your mouth, boy.
Look at it, yeah. Yeah, look at him eyes,
I do
Dave.
every time you get near me, I
The lights are on, brother, but nobody's home up there. I can assure you that. Let me tell you something, Dutch. You've gone out and you've got this guy. Well, I'm just going to tell you 2 people can play at that game, too. You want somebody to do your dirty work with a
This
big...
man is 6'8", 320 pounds. You know how big he is, Lawler? He's a big man, and that's why he's with me, because I'm leading him right to the top. Now, you produce a mystery man or you shut up.
I'll do just that for you, Dutch Mantell. You talk about how big and how bad he is. Like I said, 2 can play at that game. Hey, I even got a little music. If the man upstairs can hit that little music,
Who they got?
I want to introduce somebody, not only to you, Dutch, but to you, big boy.
It's Taz, ladies and gentlemen, making his way Oh shit, it's Sid! This is awesome. Sid before he went into WCW. Dude, Sid and Taker, two awesome looking motherfuckers. WrestleMania 13 right there. Main event. 8 years prior. How wild.
Well, let me tell you one thing. You got yourself a 1 week reprieve.
What's that idiot doing here? Back them up, King.
Hey, Dutch Mantel. I can tell by
looking like a sex pervert, but that's Sid, baby. That's Sid.
And as a matter of fact, he had to look up at Humongous. And if he thinks he's
Humongous, that's right. That's what they're calling him. That's Sid Vicious, Psycho Sid.
Oh, I think you're probably right about that. Humongous with the King. We'll be back.
Wearing a Jason mask right after Friday the 13th. How perfect. Jamie, welcome in. What's up? Oh, God. I'm going to skip through this just because the song. Simply irresistible.
Jed Grundy and his partner, Jungle Jim McPherson. Jed got the chicken with it. All right, I don't want that chicken over here. I'm allergic to chicken.
He did look like a pervert. Perverted Jason out here.
I want that chicken around me.
Here's a chicken for you. Getting a little wild out here this week. Been a fun episode so far. Everybody, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Do this every Sunday night, 6 Eastern.
Fuller still tearing up those pictures of Jeff
Week
Jarrett.
7. I hope you're doing good, Jamie.
Where those pictures came from. I mean, he said he didn't buy them. Obviously, nobody gave them to him. That only leaves one option as far as I'm concerned. It certainly makes you wonder, doesn't it, Dave? Yeah, well, I don't have to wonder too much where he got them. I don't know where he picked them up, though. He's handing out
the Pebbles coming through again. $2 more. Fuck yeah. Pebbles, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Seriously. All the love. Love it.
That's what Sylvia's passing out.
That's amazing.
Stamped across Jeff Jarrett's picture right now.
Russell Plum's getting a little bump tonight.
Chicken kind of favors you, Dave Brown. Hey, watch yourself there. What is that hanging up there on the turnbuckle? Action Jackson hung a rope up there. Oh, no. Oh,
just came out with the chicken. That's fine.
I remember one of the first times that Robert Fuller and Jeff Jarrett got together, that rope came into play. Here we go. One fall match.
The visual of that noose alone could get this channel like
was showing him the picture that
one of those
see what that picture was, and it had Jeff Jarrett's picture on it.
That's how sensitive it is.
They put Robert Fuller down to the mat. Fuller with Action Jackson. Fuller knocked down to the mat and out of the ring. He picks up a chair. Whoa, tosses that into the ring.
Fuller going full Terry Funk here.
Now look at this. You call that legal, Dave Brown? Look at that big fat Jed Grundy. No, it's not legal to have a chair, but who
anybody that doesn't know Jed Grundy in the overalls is Bastion Booger.
Threw it in there. Now the chair is back out.
Norman the Lunatic.
Now Robert Fuller's taking over on Betso. It's just a matter of time. Robert Fuller's fighting on the floor. Referee will start the count on him. Oh, he was going to run Jed into the ring post, but Jed Grundy slipped the hold. Robert Fuller took a left hand, and now he's back in the ring. Over to the corner. It's about decided it's time to call on reinforcements. Action Jackson in there. Black Power, Action Jackson. He'll make short work of that tub of lard. I can't stand a big fat slob.
Dude, Action Jackson's been really fun to watch.
Strange comment coming from
he's pretty stiff.
From you, Ronnie P. Gossett. Look at Jed put Action Jackson down to the mat.
With the jobbers, anyways.
Big and tough. Jungle Jim McPherson. Boy, this guy. We've got Cheetah in there. He's out of the concrete jungle of Salem, New Jersey. And he wraps up the left arm of Action Jackson, giving away a lot of weight. Jim not wearing
pretty stiff. It's a little lariat there.
Jackson stomped his toes. Jungle Jim off the rope. Terrific clothesline, Dave Brown. You got to admit, that was awesome. Awesome. That was a powerful clothesline. You're right. I got to admit it. Action
Welcome in
Jackson.
here, Galactic Wrestling
Working on
Federation.
Jim McPherson. Here's Robert Fuller coming in now after the tag. A little slow about getting back out there after that tag made. Knee lift by Fuller. McPherson whipped into the rope. Fuller with that boot planted it right in the midsection.
You know, Robert Fuller has for years been one of the top wrestlers in the country.
Yeah, that's crazy. When I tried to look into some wrestling machine stuff, it was very, I mean, they would have it named, but you couldn't really tell who it was. So I think they used that gimmick for different people, just bounced it around.
You never can say enough about Robert Fuller. You understand that?
Well, I was with you up till that last statement. He is one of the most impressive wrestlers in the country, but I can hear enough about Robert Fuller.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Right there. Look at Sylvia. No, pounding Jungle Jim with that kendo stick. That, of course, what gets us all upset. Fuller and his flagrant disregard of the rules and everyone associated with him in the Stone Stable.
Robert Fuller does it strictly by the book.
Yeah,
I could see that, Dylan.
Every rule, I think, is the book that he follows.
Love a good running stomp.
Action Jackson.
Jackson fires Jungle Jim into the rope. Picks him straight up in the air and power slams him down to the mat.
Great power slam.
Referee didn't start the count because the right shoulder was up. Oh, a powerful broad arm by Action Jackson. Jackson with a kind of a half bear hug. He doesn't have him in a real good one. And McPherson able to get over to the corner and get the tag on Jed Grundy. Oh, the referee didn't see it.
He didn't tag. That's why
he did tag. All the wrestling fans saw it, but you and the referee didn't see it because he was involved with Fuller over here across the way. So Jed Grundy has to go back to the corner, and McPherson has to stay in there. He needed that tag badly.
If he was anywhere near Jed Grundy, I'm sure he was blocked completely out by that big tub.
Count is 1, 2, and 3. Well, the match is over. That missed tag may, in fact, have cost Grundy and Jungle Jim the match.
Now get this chicken out of here.
Oh, shit, they're going
to
beat the hell out of Grundy and a booger.
Now Jackson goes over and throws.
Yeah, that's right, Jamie.
Come on, Fuller putting the noose around his neck.
What's up, Zach? Welcome in here.
He taught a lesson for what he did last week, Dave Brown.
That's awesome.
This is ridiculous. Fuller and Jackson have won the match. Now they're hog tying.
Yeah, we stream every Sunday night, 6 Eastern. Do 2 episodes of CWA 89. We're up to early April.
Exactly what he deserved.
Fuller upset because Grundy's got a ring that Fuller gave him, and then Fuller wanted it back. Here comes the Mason-Dixon connection to help out. Thank goodness, just in time.
Pete and repeat. Exactly right, Robert. Exactly.
Yeah, want that ring, Fuller says, as he heads out of here. Well, he didn't get it that time. Jed Grundy checking him out here after he had that rope around his neck. Well.
All right, get the noose out of the scene.
Boy, you could get a lot of pork.
YouTube's going to get triggered.
Looks like Jed's going to be all right. I tell you what, let's take a break. We'll be back with you. We got a lot more to go on Championship Wrestling.
Yeah, they straight up just put it around his neck. Straight hog tied
with Championship Wrestling. We want to remind you that on Thursday, April 6th, we're going to be in Henryville, Indiana, at the high school, where you can save $1 on advance tickets. Then on Thursday, April 13th, in Lanesville, Indiana, at the high school, sponsored by the Adult Athletic Booster Club. Championship Wrestling returning to Owensboro, Kentucky, Wednesday, April 5th at the Sports Center, 8 p.m. Don't forget that the box office opens at 5 p.m. You're going to see the Battle of the Giants, Humongous versus the Master
I know, Galactic.
Six-man Southern Street Fight, Jeff Jarrett, the Mason-Dixon Connection, and Robert.
The Battle of the Giants, baby, is going to go all night long, except when you start talking about our opponents. Mason-Dixon finds herself in the worst circumstances they've ever been in because you got Jeff Jarrett as a partner, and that means, boys, you're going to pay the toll. You're going to coast the load and paid a toll for the stable, baby, because Southern Street Fight means hand me that Kenzo stick. I can take it right in the ring and have it all night long, baby. Action Jack can get you something good to take with you because Dutch Mantell is taking shoe, baby, right in the ring. And, boys, anything goes. You can fight all over the building. And as far as the big man goes, so-called the big man, there's one big man, my stud right here from Georgia, mastering the pain, the main man. The reason he's mastering pain, it don't make a difference how big you are, baby, or what kind of mask you wear, or what you got and you look like. It's what you got inside. And this man right here, every time he goes through the day, proves what kind of man he is.
Hey, look how tall Fuller is to take her.
Differential, baby.
Big motherfucker, dude.
So you're going to see one of the roughest matches you ever seen. And then get ready, Jeff Jarrett, $20,000. It's the stable coming after your tail. And I'm guaranteeing you, no Mason Dixon, no team, nobody in the United States is going to save that butt from the Tennessee stud. And his
I'm going to save that butt.
Crummy little tail away.
God, he's good, man.
The ring awaits. The CWA Tag Team Championship is at stake in this
Yeah, he just
match
wrestled
right
real
here.
sporadically,
The
like,
challengers
gimmick
coming in
matches.
right now, the
He's
Japanese
awesome. He's a
team
damn
of
good
Shogun
manager, though.
Samurai
I love the stud stable in
with
WCW.
Tojo Yamamoto and his kid
Robert
in
Fuller.
their corner. Here
Bunkhouse
comes the
Buck, you
champions,
kidding me?
The holders of the CWA Tag Team titles, the Mason-Dixon Connection, John Paul and Tracy Smothers.
Pete and repeat. That's exactly who they are. Pete and repeat.
Hey, that's true.
As I said before,
He had already been wrestling for a long time, so he was probably happy to not take the bumps. That's a good way to look at it.
The belts and defend them a couple of times.
The tag champs, Mason Dixon line, Tracy Smothers, John Paul. John Paul again, who was very dangerous. Every match, he's pretty crazy,
because it is an awesome
pretty
Japanese
reckless.
team, and let's see how Tracy Smothers
See what
and
happens
John
this
Paul
time.
fare as the belt will
He's not in there with
be at
necessarily
stake.
jobbers,
This,
though.
by the way, is a
Tried to
match
break
that's
one
going
dude's
to be
neck a few
special
weeks back.
Expiration of time match for
I clipped it up and put it on X and
promoters
Facebook.
both wrestling teams.
Make sure you're following Wrestle Plunge on Facebook and on Twitter, on X.
But special rules apply for television this time.
Just now hit 16,000
Expiration of
followers
time
on
match.
Facebook.
1 fall, 2 falls, 5 falls, depending on how much time we have remaining.
you're going to have to do something with this crowd. I told you to screen these morons last week.
The
I'm getting a lot
USA
of
chant,
results.
USA chant by the crowd. I think that tells you whose side they are on. The Japanese team, little acrobatics to get things started. This is Samurai Shinji in there right now.
You know, John Paul and Tracy Smothers are so dumb you could give them a penny for their thoughts and get change back, Dave Brown.
Well, Ronnie, you can talk about them all you want. I think the fact remains they are the holders of the CWA belts. And
These belts have sort of flip-flopped around a little bit here. It's the 4th or 5th team to hold them in 4
Samurai
months.
Shinji with a chop, grabs John Paul, fired him into the ropes. Look at John Paul, nice balance. And someone who is thinking. John Paul. Tracy Smothers getting the USA chant going again back in their corner.
You know, Tojo Yamamoto has had a lot of Japanese teams, but this one may be the best team he's ever managed. And you got it.
Yeah, Wrestle Plunge on Facebook, Semi Sharp.
I
Should
do.
pop right up. Same
Tojo
logo is up
Yamamoto
there.
has, in fact, brought some tough teams in here. This is a
Try to
one.
keep it moving with cool posts, and every time I drop a new video on Facebook, on YouTube, about a week later I drop it on Facebook.
Bad decisions. That's why the record isn't as good.
That would be your version of it, I suppose.
I certainly have seen bad decisions here.
Tag is made by Samurai Shinji, and Shogun Masamune will be coming in. He is the bigger of the two. He weighs about 280. Shinji weighs 250, so you can see we're talking about two huge guys. Masamune, though, is the bigger. He's in there right now. He backs John Paul into the corner.
Horrific
Pops him
chop.
with a chop, yeah, back on the ropes. The referee trying to get him backed away. John Paul catches himself. Oh, he's going to press him out of the
That
corner.
looked real good, Dave Brown.
Well, he
Stupid
misjudged-
John Paul.
Misjudged the distance, and Masamune made a good move. He got too close to him, so the John Paul overshot.
Him and Tracy Smothers don't have a clue of what's going on in that ring. Like I say, new champions will be crowned today.
Shogun Masamune. What? You see, he wants John Paul to tag Tracy Smothers. He's saying, "Hey, come on, I've battled with you.
Get a little Tracy in there, baby."
Here comes Tracy.
This might be this week's main event.
Japan, says Masamune.
About 8 minutes left of this episode. It might be this week's main event. Might have a speaking segment after.
A little shoving match. Masamune and Tracy Smothers. Shoulder block. Smothers hits the mat. And again, Tracy
Terrific shoulder block.
Tracy this time leaps over Seth, picks him up and jumps him over the back. Terrific move by Tracy Smothers. Oh, he got him a drop kick in the back of the head, and the eyes roll back in the head there for a moment.
That boot needs to be checked out that Tracy Smothers is wearing.
Tracy Smothers has run both of them out of the ring. First Masamune, then Shinji. Tojo Yamamoto talking to the referee. I don't know what he was saying.
It does no good to talk to the referee. He's a complete idiot.
Sweet Pebbles, appreciate it.
There's the word of Ronnie P. Gossett IV right there.
I still think that boot of Tracy Smothers should be checked.
I think you can check it. I don't think you'll find anything but a wrestling boot there. Masamune with a chop, backhand chop.
280-pound man down that easy with a boot like that.
Yeah, you do with a.
Tracy likes to do a little bit of that redneck kung fu now.
One of the finest drop kicks in wrestling.
Oh yeah, Sammy, appreciate that.
Very tall, so he's got good range with that drop kick too.
Working towards, I think we're halfway to 17,000 now.
The chop.
I've been cooking pretty good on Facebook.
To the throat. Tracy fired into the rope, but he caught himself. And Masamune ran into the turnbuckle. Tracy.
There's that illegal kick again, Dave Brown.
That's a back kick, and nothing illegal about it. And Tracy Smothers
crowd hot as hell for Tracy.
In the match has run them both out of the ring.
And a big FU to Tojo Yamamoto.
Holding his chin where he was kicked by Tracy.
Now look at Tracy Smothers going after Tojo. Tojo is a manager.
Tojo is a manager. He's a manager with a kendo stick in his hand, and he doesn't hesitate to use it when he thinks his team's in trouble.
I've never noticed him using a kendo stick.
Now, you've been watching wrestling with your eyes closed for the last couple of years.
Yeah, he's literally always got the kendo stick.
Tojo sneaking around the ring. You can't see him. He's off camera, but he is sneaking around toward John Paul. Referee catches him, and that's what Jerry Calhoun is doing over on the right of your picture, sending Tojo back to the corner. Meanwhile, there is Shinji in there against Tracy Smothers. Masamune didn't have a lot of luck, so he tagged and sent Samurai Shinji in there.
That's right, Jamie. Yeah. Tag legend, if nothing else. Love Tracy. Definitely one of the underappreciated wrestlers of all time. He had a cool career, though.
They can defend this belt here. They're doing a pretty doggone good job so far.
I like him because he's a real dude.
Popping backwards, but he held on, turned around. Mr. Shinji congratulating himself for being so smart that he got kicked. Here comes Masamune in. CWA tag team titles on the line. This Japanese team, this rugged bunch from Tokyo.
Feel this will end in a DQ in some fashion, some kind of disqualification.
John Paul in there now, and his partner Tracy Smothers.
Probably from Tojo.
Dixon connection. Terrific chop.
Already getting hit with the kendo stick.
Into this fall. We may have to take a break very shortly. If we do, we'll keep the tape rolling.
We'll be sure to tell you who won, which if you watch the match, you'll have no problem figuring out.
Masamune feeling a little bit better about things right now as he seems to be in better control against John Paul for the moment. Backbreaker across the knee. You know, they have a lot of American moves in this wrestling. Have you noticed? This Japanese team, not only Japanese moves, but American moves.
Yeah, they have a lot. Well, they have a lot of moves. Some of them are fine wrestling moves, no doubt, and a lot of them aren't. Sinji.
Set you with the old airplane spin. Oh, okay.
Jumped in backwards after
Dropped
the
him to Samoan drop.
John Paul back in a corner. Samurai Sinji with the abdominal grab. Boy, that's one of those things. Tojo Yamamoto, no doubt, taught him that. Tojo won a bunch of matches with that abdominal grab during his wrestling career.
Tojo Yamamoto, one of the toughest ever to enter the squared circle.
There he goes again with
Still
that
stomach
grab.
claw.
More effective this time because he's got John Paul off his feet. He got the count of 2, but that's all he got. Pulling hair. Masamune pulling hair. He certainly was. Pulled him over to the corner by the hair. Here's Samurai Sinji climbing that middle rope. Springs off of there.
Big elbow miss.
But he missed. John
Tag to
Paul
Tracy.
moved out of the way. Tracy wanting the tag. John Paul reaches and tags, and Tracy Smothers says, "Come on, both of you."
Notice the fence, Dave Brown, that he continues to use.
Look at Tracy. Bangs their heads together. John Paul in to help him out. We've got them all in there. Smothers throws Masamune out of the ring, down on the floor. The back kick. John Paul drops him down. Count is 1, 2, 3.
Oh, shit, I was wrong. I had a clean finish. No DQ. Color me surprised.
That might not be all.
Wow.
Remember, it's an expiration of time match. We'll check our time and see if there's time remaining. Back with you in just a moment.
Damn. Keeping the belts. Been hot-potatoed around.
One fall, the Mason-Dixon connection got themselves a pin right there in the ring on that Japanese team, and they have successfully defended the CWA tag team titles. And I don't see any way in the world you can disagree with that they won
I certainly can. Evidently, we didn't watch the same match.
Well, apparently not, because there's no doubt about it. The titles remain with the Mason-Dixon connection. John Paul and Tracy Smothers. Lots of other action here today, too. Dutch Mantell here, of course, Master of Pain, and we got to look at a couple of new faces, too. More action coming up. I'm Dave Brown. I hope you'll join me next week for Championship
Going
Wrestling.
to the next episode. Again, thanks, everyone, for hanging out. I appreciate it. Yeah, hit the old like ski there. Tickle the YouTube like button. I think they like that. Maybe help us out. We're getting a lot of. I like streaming on YouTube and Twitch, but YouTube, you can tell, actually tries to push it to new folks. New folks do find this channel through YouTube, even through videos I do. Twitch is tough. Lisa out there holding Twitch down though. Appreciate it, Lisa. Go. This is, let me change the date here. This is April 8th, 1989. One more in us here tonight. Thanks everyone again for hanging out on a Sunday night. Every Sunday, 6 Eastern, we're doing this. All the way through 1989. Let's see what we get this week.
CWA Championship Wrestling. We've got Jeff Jarrett coming in here today. The King, Jarrett.
Uh-oh, Jarrett makes his return. Somebody going to collect that 20 grand? That bounty?
Again, that we would get through with a day without Ronnie P. Gossett the Fourth.
Ronnie P. Gossett's return.
What time it is? You have started this show early. I have been on time, and you started early, you moron. Do you not know what the time it is? Look at this.
I know what
Rolex.
Rolex. I don't know where you got
Rolex.
that, buddy. We started the show on time. Where'd you get the watch, anyway?
I got it from a man on the street.
Well, I guess that explains that right there.
Well, I guess he's here. There's not much we can do about it right now. Ronnie P. Gossett the fourth. We've got a lot of action. We've got a lot of action coming up today. As I told you, the King will be here. Jeff will be here. We'll get it started. Back with it in the ring in just a moment.
Get up and get going. Rock and roll time. Born to be my baby. You know it. Bon Jovi. Good morning.
The fuck? All right, Jeff Jarrett's got a Bon Jovi song here. We're going to break through before we get in trouble.
Work this morning. We got some good news for you. The long-awaited interview with Jeff Jarrett's coming up today, so hang on. It's coming up.
They were pushing Jarrett hard, baby. That hot baby, mulleted up baby face, showing a little bit of that Texas footage. This is right as USWA's form into CWA and WCCW form USWA. In the year of 1989. So he just come back from Texas. Oh shit, fuck this music.
My favorite. Welcome aboard here. One of my favorite wrestlers in Memphis. Again, it's a pleasure to have you up. A lot of people have been calling. The phones are going crazy about the Jeff Jarrett interview. It's finally showtime.
All right. Well, Ron, I just want to thank you for letting me come up here to FM Morning, and I'll tell you one thing.
Even in the background there, hanging out with it. Lord, get it moving. There we go. Hangman. Eric the Executioner.
Now, what are you bringing this big fat?
The Hangman, I guess.
Jed Grundy. Jed?
How you doing, Dave?
Is Eric the Executioner in the yellow? What?
Without those backstabbing stud stables. They got enough problems without the stud stable, so I'm going to sit in their corner and make sure that they don't do anything, okay?
All right, sounds like a good idea. Thank you very much. Jed Grundy out here.
Jarrett's return this week for a six-man.
Jeff and Mason-Dixon connection just to make sure the stud stable doesn't get into the action as they had kind of...
So yeah, we have the CWA champ tagging with the Southern tag champs. Opening the show. That's pretty odd, actually. Jarrett, Unified champs, going up here later. I think he still got the belt, doesn't he?
Eric is in the ring right now. In his corner, there's the Executioner.
An outstanding team.
And the Grappler. Look at Tracy Smothers.
Okay, the tag is Executioner and the Grappler. The other dude's the Hangman.
Tracy Smothers back onto the rope. And the Executioner fires him across the way. Tracy ducks under him a couple of times. Presses him down to the mat.
Yeah, fist. I want you to notice that was a fist.
He didn't hit him with a fist. Looked to me like he hit him with a forearm when he was coming through the air there. Executioner into the rope.
Interesting seeing Jarrett and Tracy here. Started around the same time. I think Tracy started a little bit earlier. And just where their careers ended up and the paths that they took. And Jarrett might have been a little bit more privileged, but just it's interesting to think about things like that.
Bon Jovi have a lot in common. Bon Jovi can't wrestle either. Oh, come on, Gossett. No doubt that Jeff Jarrett can wrestle.
God, we got a jobber.
That's John Paul in there against the
And John Paul. And John Paul might try to kill him. I keep saying it. I keep on saying it. It could happen.
They're the Mason-Dixon connection, and they have the CWA tag titles. That's the caliber wrestling team you're looking at there.
They have them for the present. We don't know how long they'll keep them, do we?
I guess that could be said about any team, but they have certainly shown their ability to win the belts and hold them.
Tracy Smothers does have some basic moves, you know, one or two that I've noticed. Have you not noticed that?
Yeah, he has a lot of the basic moves. He can really move in that ring. Boy,
Can really move in that ring, baby.
Here now. Wraps up the arm.
If Jarrett still has any of these old trunks.
Suplex.
It's just like I told you before. I'll give them credit. They look good, but there's one flaw. They can't wrestle, and you know that.
They look like they're doing a pretty good job to me right now. Look at that drop kick. Way up in the air goes Jeff Jarrett. Count is 2 and 3. Got it.
That was easy work. Easy work for the champs of CWA.
Jeff Jarrett and the Mason-Dixon Dixon connection. John Paul and Tracy Smothers have themselves a victory here. 2 minutes, 44.
I've never been to a wrestling show at any level, at any age where I was hugging the wrestlers. I don't think. I look like a teenager going in for an old Jared hug. God, the noose. Noose is going to definitely get
embarrass me on TV.
Yeah, well,
get YouTube up in arms, I feel like.
I took us here to Jonesboro, and I was going to do him a favor and hang him. And you know what he did? I got in my match, and he did it again.
I think we got a tape of that action. Let's just take a look at the taped action out of Jonesboro.
Absolutely ridiculous. It's 4-on-2, a big clothesline.
Look at that. The Hindenburg. You remember the Hindenburg? It just went down again.
They're trying to...
Oh, they took the mask off. Scott Steiner!
Before they unmask him.
Like we didn't know.
It's Scott
Steiner. I thought
What
it
is...
might be that idiot.
That's ridiculous. That kid did that because his idols was Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2. He did that for a reason.
Well, we saw.
That's their excuse. At least did you hear that? Because his idols were Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2. I don't think they had any logic behind it, if I'm going to be honest.
I'm not worried about that. What I want is the stud stable. You know, if he wants this ring back...
What the hell?
It seems to all be about that ring.
Rope, I'll sure give it to him, but it'll be in there. In the ring.
Well, in other words, you want a match with him, huh?
That's right.
You want a hangman's match where the loser dies in the ring?
Don't want any trouble out here.
You tell this big fat hog farmer here, baby, you don't have to give me nothing. Why don't I wrestle you for that ring? Because, baby, I can beat you in record time. I happen to have a contract right here. Why don't you just sign it? Here's your pen, too, fat boy. Take care of 2 things.
That's your ex right here, idiot.
I loved your logic because it was actually working. I was like, yeah, that makes actual sense.
Jed Grundy.
When they said brains, you must have thought they said trains and said, I don't want any. Your mama must have left you too long on the farm because you're going to have to climb a 30-foot pole in order to get that ring when you get down to the building. I don't believe you can climb a 4-foot
What are you talking about?
I said I'm going to wrestle this big fat hog, and I'm going to beat him in the middle. Then I'm going to the top of that pole and get my ring.
Wait, does the contract say that?
They put the noose on a pole match.
The contract very well, except that you signed it. But if that's in the contract, that's going to be tough.
Tricked him into the contract.
Well, you know, it's going to
Classic
be hard for him
move.
to climb a pole like that too with broke arms and legs. You know what I mean?
What a good point. Jed Grundy, good luck to you against Robert
Jed
Fuller.
Grundy, Bastion Booger.
We'll be back here with more championship wrestling action.
Hello, everyone. I'm Roger Webb with Championship Wrestling. We want to remind you that on Thursday, April 13th, we're going to be in Lanesville, Indiana at the high school. Save $1 in advance tickets at the high school. Friday, April 21st in West Paducah, Kentucky.
Get on down to high school.
Save $1 on advance tickets.
Listen to the way it says school.
Come into Owensboro, Kentucky on Wednesday, April 12th, 8 p.m. at the Owensboro Sports Center, Championship Wrestling. Listen to this. We've got a special added ring on the pole match. You're going to see Robert Fuller and Jed Grundy. A handicap match between Humongous. He's going to take on both Shogun and Samurai. Then a big stud stable showdown. It's the strap, the chain, the cowbell, Jeff Jarrett, Mason Dixon connection. Got Fuller in that gang.
That's right. I'm going to be strapped with Action Jackson in an Indian strap match.
I've forgotten about my banner.
This time you're not going to be able to run. I've got you tied to one hand and you're tied on the other. And I'm going to tell you something. I got 2 advantages over you, pal. I've got more brains and I've got the fans behind me. You know something, Roger? I get real tired of the stud stable coming out here talking about how tough they are, how bad they are, asking for a stud stable showdown, saying this threesome right here was the ones that ran last time we were in Owensboro. We didn't run nowhere, Daddy. The only place we run was right after you. You want this stud stable?
We didn't run nowhere, Daddy.
Dutch Mantel, I'm going to be strapped to you in a Texas cowbell match. You say that's your match, that's fine, pal. I'm going to stuff that thing where the sun don't shine, and that's the bottom line.
That's right, Roger. You know, they're talking about the stud stable showdown. It's not going to be 3 separate matches. It's going to be all 3.
Where the hell's Dundee? I need my brother count. I started the brother count and the man disappeared.
Of them all. You're supposed to be the head of the stud stable. Well, I got you on one other end of that chain, and my wrist is going to be tied to yours, and we're going to fight all over that building. You know, last week you said we were the ones running from you. The story is you were running from us, and this week you can't run but 10 feet away. And I guarantee you one thing, Robert Fuller, we're going to beat your stinking brains out.
You're probably right. Stud
Stable rocking and rolling.
Tricking Jed Grundy like that
right now.
Contract with a fine print in it.
You know, that's just the starting of the tricking, baby. Now comes the treating, because we got the big one, baby. I'm talking about my stud stable has the opportunity to take Jeff Jarrett and put him away. But the one thing that's most important in it, sure as you see this Indian strap you see right here, it's strapped to my man's arm. It's going to be strapped on the other end to one of the Mason-Dixons, baby. You see my man here, Dutch Mantell. He's holding that bull rope. He's an expert at bull ropes, baby. And Dutch Mantell strapped to one arm, put a Mason-Dixon on the other. Then let me give you the good news out there. See this chain right here, baby? And I'm the greatest chain fighter that ever lived. I got it strapped right here. The other end of it goes right on Jeff Jarrett's arm. Now, boys, I don't mean you don't get the $20,000, because we're all in this pudding pie together. But what
all
is
the
going to
gimmicks,
happen, Daddy, and you can
all at once,
and write about it, baby, because what's going to happen is I'm going to end Jeff Jarrett's career with this chain right here that all three of those boys are going to pay, because the Mason-Dixon made a terrible mistake when you took Jeff Jarrett as your partner, baby.
Robert, wait, I don't understand. This has been going on for over a year. You broke his arm. You broke Coke bottles over. What is this? What did Jeff do to you? I don't recall him doing anything.
He exists.
I get real personal with you, but this is not a personal thing here. What I'm talking about is I'm talking about the darndest six-man tag that ever came down.
I can see the damn future.
I'm talking about training us together and finishing that stinking punk.
Robert, go ahead and tell him a story. Tell him.
Yeah, I want to know. I don't understand. We don't understand.
Tell him the truth. Tell him.
Tell him the truth,
You told me
Robert.
when we went to Huntington, West Virginia that day. Tell him
the whole thing.
Tell him the whole thing. Tell him.
It's pretty darn personal, Dutch.
Tell him.
You need to get it off your chest.
All right. All right, you keep these idiots. I am going to tell you the story.
Okay.
You listen real close.
Okay, let's get the story. Why do you hate Jeff Jarrett?
I'm not going to add no lies. I'm not going to
Yo, baby.
the truth 1 ounce.
Welcome
I'm
in
look
here.
right into this camera and tell you exactly what happened. That my grandfather used to own this whole darn outfit. I'm talking about Tennessee, Kentucky, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, all around. My grandfather, that's right.
That's
Roy
true.
Welch.
That's true.
One time, one of the finest men that ever crawled in a wrestling ring. And then again later on, the greatest promoter to ever promote a wrestling match.
That's right.
I'm talking about Roy Welch, my grandfather. Well, old Roy, he's laying up there right now in Dyer, Tennessee, and he's laying in his grave. He's not here no more, but he's laying face down, if you know what I'm talking about. The reason he's face down is because of everything that's happened here. He's had to turn over in his grave. Now, don't take that lightly, because I'm going to tell you why he turned over. Because when my grandfather rode up and down these roads and was getting older and maybe a little bit senile and maybe not as able to carry himself along the road, here come a young fella up named Jerry Jarrett. And Jerry Jarrett, just starting his wrestling career, said, "Oh, Mr. Welch, I'll be more than proud to be able to haul you up and down the road." You know what I'm talking about out there, Jerry Jarrett. That Jerry Jarrett rode down the road with him. He yessered him. He con-manned him. He saw that he was senile and he had a weakness and he used it against him. And I'm talking about used it against him well enough that half of that area that I just explained to you went right to Jeff Jarrett. I went to Jerry Jarrett. Now, what was supposed to have happened is there's one man that was
Jamie.
to have that. And that man
I love me some Dutch. I still like to watch Dutch
that man was,
on the
was
YouTubes.
the son of Roy Welch, who
Him and that British kid.
and was supposed to have what was coming to him, the 5-state area.
Story
Now, you
time with
haven't
Dutch or
realized
something, ain't it?
What are you saying?
What I'm saying is that stinking con man, lying, good-for-nothing jerk. I'm saying Jerry Jarrett is a thief. That's what I'm saying. And that he conned my grandfather in a senile state of mind. And he wound
Shit.
up being part
Those are
Let
some
me
serious
tell you,
allegations.
You asked me, let me tell you. Then Jerry Jarrett become partners with what was my father. And then they had nothing but problems between them. The reason they had nothing but problems between them is because of Jerry Jarrett and all of his cronies that hung around him, and because he's the greatest liar that ever lived. He's the greatest con man and cheat and thief, and that's exactly what happened to my father. He got conned, cheated, lied to, and his territory stole away from him. It belongs to one man now, and that's supposedly Jerry Jerry Jarrett. And let me tell you something. If you think for 1 second, that punk Jeff Jarrett is going to get 1 inch of what belonged to my grandfather, or belonged to my father, or now belongs to me, you can take it and stuff it, baby, because you already know it. Now you hear it. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. Jerry Jarrett, you lying, conniving, con man, stinking thief.
What a promo, dude. Fucking Robert Fuller.
Death, if it has to be, that I'm going to see. I'm going to see, just as sure as Dutch said it right here.
This guy should have never left television.
That what rightfully should be mine is going to be mine. The whole
Honestly.
thing is going to be Robert Fuller's, Daddy, and I'm going to see it happen. And if I have to put that punk in the hospital, if I have to order him a nice long casket, I don't care what it takes, but that punk is not going to have what my grandfather meant for me to have, and he's laying up there right now. My grandfather and my grandmother face down in their grave. I'm telling you, we're going to take care of it, and it's not going to stay that way. You asked me, I told you, I'm going to change it. You tell him, Ronnie Gossett, they're out of it.
Robert Fuller with a lot of half-truths there. A lot of half-truths. But the half-truths certainly don't tell you the whole truth a lot of times, let me tell you. Well, at least
Hey, piss now.
Let's get them in the ring right now. Let's
get a match going here, fellas.
The word Robert Fuller told you was the truth.
It was not. I've been around here a long time. I can tell you, he had some facts right, but he had a lot of them wrong. Absolutely wrong, too. All right.
Oh, shit, dude. Sid versus 3 jobbers. Humongous. Sid Vicious versus 3 jobbers. Yates, Elder, and Heenan. Holy shit, this is going to be fun.
Huge wrestler, and you see the name right there. Lord Humongous going to come out here. And this is going to be a handicap match as the big man is going to take on not 1, not 2, but 3. Here he comes right here.
Kid Minor, welcome in here.
I think if anybody can beat 3 men, Lord Humongous can do it. We'll see. Here we go. The 3 of them try to jump him from behind just as the bell sounds. Let's see if they have any luck. Oh.
Dude.
None whatsoever. There comes Mr. Heenan.
Tossed 1.
Out of the ring.
Sex pervert Sid Vicious.
California. Like he's getting an early start back to the plane there.
Sure didn't boot Hill from the way he looks.
There we go. Oh, kind of. Okay, we got one. Power bomb.
You know, he's got to be ugly to have that mask on. I mean, you couldn't believe how he looks, I'll bet you.
Well,
I bet he looks a lot like you.
Yeah, Ronnie Gossett's a real piece of work. Big stinger splash for Sid. Shit.
Right into the corner. Ooh, 1 forearm knocks him down.
This idiot, he sees
into the
him
power bomb.
Humongous.
He certainly does. That's an astute
What's he
observation
gonna do to
you,
him?
Ronnie Gossett.
Well, I'm just
gonna
telling
spin
it
him.
like it is. I always tell you the truth.
Oh, okay. Camera guy could have got that a little bit, but
I wouldn't count on that.
He relies strictly on brute strength. He has no wrestling ability at all.
yeah, Ken. He's been the highlight of CWA.
So far, there's a count of 1, 2, and 3. He got it.
More jobber squashes like that.
He got 2 of them, I guess we could say, as we got that.
Still not impressed at all. Not impressed at all.
How can you not be impressed?
There's a few from Twitch Live. I'm only on Twitch and YouTube.
Humongous gets the victory here and leaves them laying all over the studio. And boy, they're all kind of coming around slowly. Speaking of coming around, here comes Jeff Jarrett with the Mason-Dixon connection.
First, we have a video of him, and now you've got him in person.
Yes, we do have him in.
Oops.
Did you hear what was going on?
Yeah, Dave, I heard it, and we're supposed to be out here to
That
talk
time
about
that I
match.
joined the 1989 CWA roster.
I'm talking to you.
Hey, glad to have you in here, Ken. Hope you're subbed up.
You've gone a little bit too far. You've gotten out of wrestling. You know, you can call out here and you can say whatever you want, call me a goof. I don't care. But you don't call my father a thief. He grew up in Nashville, Tennessee on 22nd Avenue, and whatever he got, he worked for. Now, Fuller, I'm going to make you pay for this. You say you know my father. Well, you just proved to me And you prove to everybody else, no, you don't know him. Because he ain't a thief, Robert. Like I said, you can say whatever you want about me, but don't call him a thief. You know, Robert, when I was growing up, I didn't even go into my little brother's or sister's room or my older brother and borrow something. I asked first. You just don't take something. And he taught me morals, and he taught me the right ethics. Now, you can sit out here and say whatever you want, call me a goof, call anybody you want, but you don't talk
Go
about
full
my father.
sex pervert,
and you
Pammy.
don't call him a thief. Now, Robert,
Lost cousin
you
of
publicly
demolitions,
accused
what
me,
Humongous was, I
and
guess.
I never have discussed business with my father because he'd probably slap my jaws off because that's his business, and I've got my own business. But, Robert, I'm going to do something.
You're losing me here, Jeff.
I'm going to go to my dad and ask him the real story. And I'm going to come back here and not tell you, no. I'm going to tell you, Dave Brown, Tracy, John, and the people the real truth.
Leaving us on the edge of our seats here.
You're in some deep you-know-what for. I'm going to make you pay for what you said. My father ain't a thief.
Jeff, I think you're going to find out just in fact that what Fuller said is not true.
Hey, all I've got to say is Jeff is upset, man. And when Jeff's upset, me and Tracy are upset. We've got a strap match Monday night.
Share a brain,
Jackson,
brother.
And I'm going to take my anger out on you. This time, you're not going to be able to crawl away and run back to the dressing room like you did last week. It's me and you, brother, tied one-on-one in that ring.
There we got a brother.
I'm going to tell you something. Like the old saying goes, the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
All right. Tracy?
Dave, I've known Jeff for 4 years, and I have never seen him that upset. You know, when you talk about winning and losing wrestling matches, that's one thing. But when you talk about somebody's family, that's another. That makes me about as sick as this fat slob sitting right back here. Now I come out here, and you come out here and you talk about a stud stable showdown. Dutch Mantel, I want to be strapped to you, buddy. You say you're the toughest Texan that ever put on a pair of boots. I think I'm one of the toughest Tennesseans. You want some of me, you got it. No problem. I never back down from no human on the face of this earth. And by God, by the good grace of God and the support of these fans, I'm not going to back down from you. And I'm going to take that Texas cowbell and I'm going to stuff it where the sun don't shine. And as far as all three of you...
Yeah, that's right, Lisa. Tracy's cutting a promo, brother. A fiery babyface promo, letting them know.
Back in just a moment.
Jeff was losing steam quick. Sounded like he started out kind of decent and just got worse. The confidence just slipped more and more. Renegades.
Hello, everyone. I'm Roger Webb with Championship
What's
Wrestling.
happening?
We want to remind you that on Thursday, April 13th, we're going to be in Lanesville, Indiana, at the Lanesville High School, where you can save $1 on advance tickets. On Friday, April 21st, in West Paducah, Kentucky, at the high school, you can save $1 on advance tickets there at the high school. Don't forget, coming your way this Wednesday in Owensboro, Kentucky, Championship Wrestling. That's April 12th, 8 p.m. at the Owensboro Sports Arena.
Appreciate everyone for hanging out tonight.
Between the World
Sunday
Heavyweight
evening
Champion
with
King
Wrestle
Lawler
Plunge,
and the Master of
Classic
Pain.
Memphis.
So we want you to stay tuned.
Make
for
it a
exciting
thing.
news
Come
for
back
you to see why Ronnie
around.
Gossett is going to be in the Master of Pain's
Take
corner.
a load off
You're
on a
also
Sunday
gonna see a big
evening.
stud stable showdown match. The strap, the chain, the cowbell.
Got a new
all
video
that's
coming
gonna
out
be in the
soon.
ring with a stud stable Fuller, Dutch Mantel, Action Jackson
within the next week.
with Jeff Jarrett and the Mason-Dixon connection. That's this Wednesday, April 12th, Owensboro, Kentucky.
Coming back in.
I heard that Jeff Jarrett out here, tears welling up in his eyes. He seems to be surprised to find out that his old man's a thief. Well, everybody in the wrestling business knows Jerry Jarrett is nothing more than a low-life, egg-sucking thief. He's done it for years.
Egg-sucking dog.
It works, man. Those people never told me.
It is my
family. You never know a thing of what goes on. But Jeff Jarrett's going to be the last to know what that stinking old man of his did. He's going to be the last to know.
You guys got no business coming out here doing this.
I like his stable, though.
You do have a disagreement. Robert does have a disagreement. This is not the place to talk about it.
Yes, it is a place to talk. I think the whole world needs to know what kind of thieves they're dealing with.
That's
If
right.
They're dealing with thieves. I mean, don't ever let you pop it. If you got a Jarrett around, they'll walk up to you. If they went to Rome, Italy, they'd arrest them because they got a lot of pickpockets over there, and it's just ingrained in them. It's inbred in the Jarrett clan to steal. And
Jarrett boys, man. Bunch of damn thieves.
This man right here. You want to make some sense to somebody? Talk to Ronnie P.
Let me conduct this interview,
I'm
Chop.
conducting the interview.
I'll conduct the interview. You just move away. Just get away. Get away. That's right.
About these problems. You got a background in.
Listen.
You've been around them Jarretts all your life.
I have known them for years. They are the scum of the earth.
You said it could not have been said better, baby, because they are short.
They would take the nickels from a dead man's eye.
That boy come out here and crying, baby, but I'm telling you, I ain't got no
They would
sympathy
take
for
the
no
nickels
woman,
from
baby,
a dead man's
because
eye,
but
baby.
I'm going to put that chain on. I'm going to put it on, and I'm going to work your head over, boy. And two of friends of yours, Mason Dixon, boys, they're going to go down, and they're going to go down hard. And it's because of you, baby, when they're at the hospital, when they're sticking you up, when they're sticking up your friends. What is he doing out
Oh,
here?
shit. Jarrett said, I ain't taking no more of that shit. Coming out with Eddie Marlin.
And he's got his...
That's right, Ken. Yeah, we've been getting Taker, Master of Pain, wrestling the last few weeks.
We have sat back here, not just today, but for several weeks now, and we have watched this big fat tub of, well, for lack of a better word, I'll say lard, Ronnie Gossett, come out here and try to make a shambles out of this wrestling program. And now these are just a few of the letters that have come in, and just to take the one off the top, Eddie was just showing me this. It says, "Dear Eddie Marlin, would you please explain to us regular wrestling fans just why you have that big fat slob sitting out there beside Dave Brown, insulting him as well as the others?" The letters go on and on. This is just a few that came in this morning. And, you know, as I was looking at these, I asked Eddie Marlin, I said, "Eddie, why would you hire a big fat idiot announcer like this?" Eddie, you mind telling me what you said at that point?
I didn't hire him, Lola. I did not hire him.
Now, Eddie Marlin
Who the hell hired
so
him?
immediately.
What's going on?
Well, why would the TV station hire a big fat ugly announcer like this? Dave, you work at the TV station. Why would they?
We didn't hire him. we thought you hired him. We got what Eddie hired him.
Obviously, what has happened is there's been a little misunderstanding.
This guy came in off the
Ronnie
street.
Gossett, you are obviously a little bit smarter than I gave you credit for, because you have wormed your way out here without being hired by either the promoter or the television station. And so what it boils down to is you really don't work here, Ronnie Gossett. You really don't have any business out here. And Eddie said, since he didn't hire you, he can't fire you. But, Eddie, you can't tell him that we don't want him on the show anymore, can't you?
That's right, Ronnie Gossett. As of right now,
What's up, Bassett? Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it.
He didn't hire you, and I didn't hire you.
Damn, getting rid of Gossett on caller.
Let me tell you something, you old fossil. Evidently, he's got you in his back pocket, too. You can't fire me.
No, you're right. You're right. He's not firing you. He's telling you to get the heck off this show, because as of right now, you have no more business here. Is that right? That's exactly right. Bye-bye, fatso.
Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Oh, shit!
Look out, Eddie. Look out. Watch it. Got a whole bunch of them.
I'll tell you what. I don't care how many of them it is. Come on, Gossett.
Lawler, you punk. You want me. You got me. You want me.
Caller's like, I'm going to face 5 dudes.
Oh, yeah. I love it. Let him. All right, Ronnie P. Gossett's going to take the king.
Man can only take so much, and I've had enough of you to last me for an eternity. You punk. You punk.
If you want to be on this show, if you're not an announcer, then you're a wrestler. So get in here, fatso, and let's see it.
All right. Are you going in there or not?
Peel that shirt off, Whale.
Now, all of you don't have to leave. Some of you can stick around.
Oh, sure. Yeah, some of you guys stick around, he says. Uh-huh.
Yeah, you know, kind of hang out.
In a race, big mouth. Let's see if you can back up what you say. Let's go right here. Come on.
Let me tell you something, you idiot. You're good at challenging commentators. You're good at hand-picking your opponents. And you're good at picking who you're going to defend that rinky-dink belt you got against. You go completely out of the country. You have to pick those slant-eyed Japs over there. Well, let me tell you something, Lawler. I'm standing next to two men. And I use the word men, something that you don't know what it means.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, win,
He's
lose, or
like,
draw,
y'all don't have to
you
leave
go on these
now.
guys, and then you can
You
have
can stick
me
around,
in the
Taker.
ring.
Win, lose, or draw.
And you put that belt on the line. I want to see you defend the belt because it'll be a first. I've never seen you defend that belt.
So you're not going to get in the ring? Is that what you're telling me, Gossett? You want to jump somebody from behind? You want to run that big fat mouth, and now you don't want to get in here and back it up? Is that
He's
right?
afraid. He always has been. He's a complete idiot.
Let me tell you one thing, Laura. Wrestle me, win, lose, or draw. You can get a match in, but you put the... I'll wrestle the Master of Pain, but put the... If you want him that bad...
Hey, let me tell you what, Gossett. Win, lose, or draw, you get in the ring with me.
You got it, you punk. I'll get in the ring with you.
You hear that, Eddie? All right, either one of you jerks, let's go. Get in there.
Let's go.
All right. Eddie?
The Master of Pain will take you on, Lawler. But wait a minute. Let me tell you something. Before he gets in the ring, I want a contract because I don't believe that moron on oath. I don't believe that old fossil Eddie Marlin. I want a contract. And you get that contract, you get it over here, we make it nice and legal. You understand? We're talking about...
They're talking about a title match now. Talking to Eddie.
You've got Eddie Marlin. All Eddie Marlin is a little dummy.
They're talking about putting the belt up.
Edgar Bergen.
Write it down. I don't care.
Yeah, you write it down. I want it legal.
On the contract that he gets in the ring, win, lose, or draw.
That's exactly right.
You old woman.
We're going to get a contract. I'll tell you what, we better take a break. Let's take a break.
God.
All right, get the contract. We'll take a
Get the
break. We'll be
contract
back
out
here
of
in a
here,
minute.
you goof.
Just going to get Master of Pain, Taker, and Lawler on TV for the belt. What is that? Is that for the show? Renegade, Cyclone, Stampede? What?
Everybody has signed a contract. I've even signed it as a witness. This is a world title match. Jerry's put
And Dave Brown's like, I even signed it as a witness.
It is going to be a
right.
no disqualification match.
No disqualification.
Win, lose, or draw. Gossett has to get in the ring against Lawler.
Match with Ronnie Gossett. Win, lose, or draw. He must get
So
in
if
the
he
ring.
beats
All right, who's the
Taker, he gets
who's the opponent
Gossett.
going to be? Master of Pain.
Okay.
Master of Pain climbs in there.
Over to the top.
The King, Jerry Lawler. This is a World Unified title match. The belt is
Unified
on
title
the
match
line.
on TV here.
The time limit.
I think that's the first
Let's
time
see,
we've
the
seen it
time limit
defended
is
on
gonna be-
TV.
Wait.
If I may be mistaken, but I believe so.
Wait a second.
Look at this. Look at him stalling. There's no timeouts in
Let me tell
professional
you one other
wrestling.
thing, Fatso. The last time I wrestled
calling me
this big
fat.
jerk right here, Dutch Mantell interfered in the match and cost me the match. So let me tell you something. This whole deal is off unless he's out of the
Chris,
studio.
what's up,
I'm
man?
not wrestling him as long as you're in here, Dutch.
Yeah, good move.
You don't have to go anywhere, Dutch. He doesn't rule
Yeah,
everything
you don't
around
need
here.
that, Jerry.
Oh, you want me gone? I want you out of here.
Okay, I'll leave.
Okay.
Dutch leaving. I feel like he's not going to really be
Wait a minute, I'll
gone.
tell you what. No, wait a minute, Dutch Mantell. You're not just going to go out there and stand behind those curtains or stand behind that door. I don't even want you, that's right, I don't even want him in the building, do we? Hey, wait a
Yeah,
minute.
they're milking this for everything they got.
Here we go, come here. Would you do me, who's this road down? Would you do me a personal favor and escort Dutch Mantell completely out of the building, out into the parking lot, and stay with him?
Just a minute. Hey, you're out of your league. You don't touch Dutch.
Go ahead, Dutch Mantell.
Hey, you
what
miniature
do you
cop.
need to be in here for anyway? We'll tell you what happened to Ronnie Gossett.
He's not a cop. You're an
What
impersonator.
difference does it
Get your
make?
hands off
Let's
him.
go with him. Why not, Dutch? What do you need to be in here for? Huh? What do you need to be in here for? Just, hey, if you
Get
want to
your hands
go,
off
if
him.
you say you can go, why don't you just go with the man
Who do
right
you
there?
think you are, Marshall Dillon? Get your hands off him.
Hey, I'll tell you what else. No, wait a minute. I'll tell you what else. Hey, come here, sir.
Do you have handcuffs? Do you have some handcuffs?
What is happening? Lawler's dictating an arrest now?
Were you planning on interfering in this match? I never interfered. Well, if you never interfere, what difference does it make? Just go.
Seems like Dutch's rights are being impinged upon. This is insane.
Take him off as soon as it's over.
Hey, you're not even a cop. Who are you?
Hey,
He's a mall cop. Oh, shit.
Got him handcuffed to the security guard.
Got a mall cop down here putting Dutch in cuffs and dragging him out of the damn building.
All right. There they go. Take him out back. And, of course, as Jerry said, as soon as the match is over, they'll release him, and Mantell can come back in the building. But he agreed to leave, so there he is. He got in the parking lot.
Agreeing to leave and getting arrested are two different things.
About Dutch Mantell during this match, and now it is going to be 1 against 1. There's Mantell with a security
That's crazy.
guard out there.
He's got a vicious right hand. Watch it.
Pro wrestling's insane.
Ronnie Gossett telling Master of Pain to watch Lawler's right hand.
Come on, Payne, lay it on him.
That's what we get.
Lawler lets it go flying
Take care of
right
that piece
into the
of garbage.
turnbuckles. Goes again as the King outsmarts the Master of Pain.
Retarded idiot.
Twice.
Watch that fist.
That's right, kid.
World title match gets underway. It's an unusual situation.
Hell, Lawler says arrest somebody, even in real life, they're probably going to do it. Back in this day.
It had not even been scheduled when we came on the air today. Master of Pain makes the mistake for the 3rd straight time, and Lawler capitalizes with that right hand.
Calhoun, how about watching the fist, you idiot? Can't you see?
Ronnie Pete Gossett, who has been dismissed.
The Undertaker versus Jerry Lawler.
Has still got that mic in his hand.
The Master of Pain. I always thought that was a crazy name, a weird name
Oh,
for a
blocked
wrestler.
by the Master of Pain. Oh, Master of Pain, after catching Lawler's fist with his right hand, unloaded on him. Now look at Gossett celebrating.
All right, lay it in,
Whoa.
Payne, lay it in.
Big right hand again from the Master of Pain. Master of Pain out of Atlanta.
Gossett's on the mic doing color.
Penitentiary, 325 pounds worth. He's huge. He's powerful. Ooh, big right hand. Laid it right across the forehead of Jerry Lawler. The King has the title at stake.
Ask him if he wants to give it up. You want to stop the match?
Powerful right hand to the back of the neck. Lawler back up on his feet. Fired into the rope. Ooh.
Taker almost went out of the ring with that diving shoulder.
Last minute or so. We're about 2 minutes 15.
Didn't know his own strength and power yet fully.
Show him who the real master is.
Texas Red, that's right. Yeah, I think that was in WCCW they called him, right?
Ronnie Gossett cheering on the Master of Pain. There's a cover, 1. Oh, can't make it stick.
Can't you count?
And the champion still alive. Master of Pain picks him up in the air again, and once again he body slams Lawler.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Back up on his feet. Whoa. Moved out of the way, and the Master of Pain goes right into the referee. Jerry Calhoun is out of the ring and down on the floor. Master of Pain checking on him. Lawler with the right fist. And again, he stuns the Master of Pain with it. Ronnie Gossett is left.
That's right. Skronk, welcome in here. You got a Taker and Lawler match going. Dropping the fist.
Pounding that right fist. What is this? Well, that's Mantell dragging the
Dutch is fighting the cop to get back in.
Lawler off the ropes, got a cover. Referee's down on the floor, doesn't see it. Here comes the Japanese team in here.
Oh, hell's breaking loose.
The executioner and the grappler. Mantell is back in. He's handcuffed to the security guard.
Yeah, mall security has Dutch handcuffed to his person.
Everybody that's come out of that dressing room by himself. Mantell
As Lawler just Stone Cold Steve Austin's everyone.
Look, Gossett just grabbed the security guard's club and has thrown it in the ring to the Master of Pain. Lawler, look out. Master of Pain.
Gonna get a new champ?
Club and it throws
Where's
it
the
back
ref?
to Ronnie Gossett.
What is the ref
Ronnie
doing?
Gossett
Fucking Dutch
has a Billy
fighting.
Club tucked in his belt. Lawler.
What was the ref doing this whole
down
time?
on the mat.
Oh, he got hit.
Now the referee comes back in. The Master of Pain covered. Lawler is out. 3.
New unified champ.
My goodness,
The Master of Pain won the belt. Holy shit.
It was a no DQ match.
Hey, it was a no DQ match. Forgot about that. Never mind, even if the ref was awake.
The world title
Shit.
to the Master of
The
Pain.
unified title goes to Taker.
Ronnie Gossett, who went outside.
Got the
dragged
belt.
Mantell to get Mantell and the security
did not expect
guard
that.
back in here, then stole the Billy Club that the security guard had in his belt. Threw it in
I
the
definitely
back
thought
of
we was
the
going to get a no
ring.
contest also.
Lawler is still out.
Something was going to happen, even in a no
Holding his
DQ
head.
match.
And the celebration goes on here as the Master
Interesting to
of
see how
Pain,
they get the
I
switch
hate to
back.
say it, but
Probably at the next
Master
big
of Pain
show,
is the new
big arena
unified
show.
world champion. Let
Get
me
the people
show you
there
something
to
what I've
get
had
Taker
in
to take the
store
big
for
monster
Jerry Lawler a long time.
Master of Pain down.
Oh, sure. Now you want to get in the ring with him. Now you.
Ronnie Gossett going to get there and get his licks in.
After Lawler
There's a
has
gnat
been
on the front of my face.
by a club. And now look at Ronnie Gossett. Oh, come on.
This fat son of a bitch. Where's all the faces?
Celebrate.
He said, fuck Jerry Lawler.
Ronnie Gossett enjoying himself.
Tracy done went back to the house. Done went back to the hotel. Taker out there putting the belt on.
Gossett with a big
Again, where's Dundee?
Yeah.
Haven't seen him in a week. 2 weeks.
Ronnie Gossett
Totally see that, Lisa.
signed a contract that he'd get in the ring with Lawler, win, lose, or draw. Well, he's done it. He stepped in there after Lawler had been smashed with that club.
Oh my God, he's terrible.
I know it's not easy to move, but there's some way we can get him out of there. Look at that.
That's an alright punch. Might have really punched him.
Look at his strut.
Better than his fucking boots.
Yeah, what a team.
Putting the shoes to him.
Fuller, yeah, have a good time. Gossett has just assisted the Master of Pain and becoming
They got the
new
belt, though.
unified world champion. We'll try to get him out of here. We'll be back.
Handing it to fucking Gossett. Wow. Interesting. Starting April out hot here on Wrestle Plunge, guys. Really appreciate everyone for coming through here. Again, we do this every Sunday night, 6 Eastern. We watch 2 episodes. We're about to finish up episode 2 right now. New unified world champion, The Undertaker, Master of Pain.
Coming this Wednesday, Owensboro, Kentucky, Owensboro Sports Center. Great championship wrestling
Good stuff.
action. Listen to this, a big handicap.
Going to make it all the way through Memphis 89 CWA. And I'm wondering what will happen when it becomes USWA with WCCW. How does that work for CWA TV? I know it becomes USWA, but I've never watched it do it in real time. So.
Let me have this, Bozo. I'll tell you exactly what's going down. You're looking at one of the happiest men in professional wrestling.
Maybe now instead of being on color, he's going to be managing Taker here, holding the title.
And you know why?
Instead of Dutch.
Because we've got the gold that once belonged to the washed-up Jerry Lawler. Isn't that right, Stud? Yeah. Look at us. Get a good look at this belt. Because I told you I'd get even with you, Jerry Lawler, slapping me in the face, ridiculing Ronnie Gossett. Boy, am I happy. I'm pumped up. Baby, I'm fired up because you're going to get one last shot at this belt. He's got a no disqualification rule in there, but it don't affect us, right?
Not at all. One shot only, Lawler, and that's it. Take a good look at this belt. It's
a
your
cool
last
belt.
shot.
Well, you heard it from Ronnie P. Gossett IV. That's in Owensboro, Kentucky, this Wednesday, 8 p.m. at the big Owensboro Sports Center. And what a night of action it's going to be with a big main event, the World Heavyweight title match between Jerry the King Lawler, the Master Payne, and the Master Payne's Corner. You're going to see Ronnie P. Gossett IV. That's Owensboro Sports Center this Wednesday. Be there.
King, the belt is gone.
Well, Dave, listen, I came out here because I've had a
Hit him
few
with
minutes
it.
to sit and think.
Take the
And I
rip
just
the
wanted to come
Band-Aid
out
off,
and
Dave
do
Brown.
something that I guess in all the years that I've been
He was
in
young as
professional
hell.
wrestling that I can't recall having to do before, and that's make a public apology to the wrestling fans, the people that are watching this television show right now, because I just let them down. Yeah, I let myself down, but most importantly, I let down the wrestling fans. And you know, Dave, it's one thing that I've always tried to do is keep in the back of my mind that the most important thing is not fame, it's not fortune, it's not all the accolades that come with being successful. The most important thing to a professional wrestler or to any professional athlete is the fans, because they're the people that buy the tickets to come to see you and put the food on your table and the clothes on your back. And today, I'm coming out here to publicly apologize to those wrestling fans because of my stupidity and letting a jerk like
Grow the
Ronnie
goatee
Gossett
back, you
cost
coward.
me the Unified World Heavyweight Championship. And when I say, Dave, the Unified World Championship, that's what makes it even more serious, even more important, because you see, for the first time ever in the history of professional wrestling, all 4 major organizations were invited to try to unify the titles, and only 2 organizations had the guts to put their belts on the line. And when I went in against Kerry Von Erich and came out with that Unified World Championship, I made wrestling history. And then to come out here today and let somebody like the Master of Pain and Ronnie Gossett take that title away from me, that's why I have to apologize, and that's why until I get that belt back, I'll have to hold my head down and look at the floor, because it'll be hard to look anybody in the eyes knowing that I lost that belt to a guy who is simply not a world-class contender. Yeah, now if I'd lost the belt to a Kerry Von Erich or a Ric Flair, then that would be one thing. I could hold my
Damn,
head
going
up.
in on
But
old
no,
fucking
I'm gonna tell you
Taker.
like it is. Master of Pain, you're not world championship material. And Ronnie Gossett, you goaded me in this ring, and it was my fault. I was stupid. But Eddie Marlin has said that he's going to change the card this week, and I'm going to get another shot at that belt. And
Whoa,
Ronnie Gossett, you're not gonna be
manipulating
on
the
this TV.
card,
You're
you
gonna be
say.
at ringside. And believe me, this week, when I'm in that ring, I'm going to get the Master of Pain, my belt.
You're
and
right,
I'm going
Dylan.
to get you and make you pay Gossett real bad.
Wow. Doesn't sound like favoritism or anything from Eddie Barlin for Lawler.
As Jerry Lawler loses the Unified World title to the Master of Pain, goaded into the match by Ronnie P. Gossett, who, of course, interfered and helped the
Von
Master of
Erich's
Pain
baby.
win it. Well, there'll be more CWA Championship Wrestling next week. We hope you'll be joining us for all the
Knocked
action
out 2
right
more
here.
episodes.
Dave
We're going to
Brown,
go
so
into
long.
the last 2 weeks of April next week.
Announcers on this
In
program are
the end
selected
of,
and paid
or
by
in, you know,
parties
in
other than
June.
this station, namely the
3rd week of
promoters
June.
Championship Wrestling.
Appreciate everyone for coming through here this week. We had another good one. Yeah, remember, every Sunday, let me get the banner up. Every Sunday night at 6 Eastern, CWA, be prepared. We're going to finish out 1989. We're going to see if Jerry Lawler, and of course he will, get the belt back from Taker. Of course, the tag champs, Tracy Smothers and John Paul, Mason Dixon line. John Paul is unpredictable. He didn't really. He's toned it down a little bit after almost breaking that dude's neck a couple of weeks back. And then the CWA champion Jeff Jarrett. Let's see what continues to go down in the world and the universe, if you will, of Memphis. Again, I appreciate everyone that came through. If you have not subbed up, please do so. I'd really appreciate it. Like I said, lives every Sunday, every once in a while on a Saturday. I did one when Sabu passed away. And I'm going to try to jump in through some more random Saturday streams. And then, yeah, a new video I'm working on. I'm working on a mid-90s WCW and WWF Hall of Fame video. Hopefully I'll have that out within the next week or so. I'll let you know anyways. Keep your eyes on X, on Facebook, and on YouTube. And yeah, even on Twitch. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, guys. Have a good rest of your Sunday. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything in the chats. I don't believe I am. And yeah, everybody came through tonight and donated and gave out some loot on YouTube. Really appreciate that. Hell yeah. But yeah, let's go. Have a great week.